Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into my YouTube channel, Self-Publishing 101 with Lorenzo Monza. And we're going to go over basically ebook covers. When you create a cover, which I showed you in previous videos, a cover is a cover, a front cover is a cover. A paperback cover is going to have a spine and a back, and I showed a video on that. But when you save the cover itself, as a JPEG, a high resolution JPEG, we are going to use that for our ebook cover. So if you remember going back, that's the cover that we created and the cover that I saved to a file. And now we're going to just upload that because we don't have to worry about spines or backs and so forth. So we're going to go to Amazon, or KDP I mean, and we're going to go to the bookshelf and we're going to find what we're working on, which is this here. And what you don't want to do is don't use Cover Creator. Leave that alone and check this that says Upload Cover. You've already created with a JPEG that you've saved as your cover, as a high-res cover. So we're going to find that file. And I have it in my little C folder, and I dated it with today's date, which is 3/22/2019. I like to date or number my covers so that when I've made my last change, it's going to be the highest number or the highest date, and then I'll start deleting the other covers that weren't right or I had to make changes to, so I won't have too many of them floating around. But there it is. It looks really good. We're going to open that and we're going to upload that, and while we're uploading it, I'm going to put us on pause and get to the next part of this video. Okay, so it says that it has saved successfully my ebook cover. So now we're going to launch the previewer, and the previewer is going to show us what it would look like on a tablet or a phone, because it's an electronic means of reading your book. It's not a paperback. So if you have like an Apple tablet, that's what it's going to look like. It looks pretty cool. And you can go now. What I suggest is when you're doing an ebook or even a paperback book, you want to look at the pages through the previewer and see if there's any changes, so you can fix it in your manuscript and go back and upload it. So I go page by page by page by page and look for any mistakes or anything that doesn't look right. This looks pretty good. We can also, when we upload it, we can click on a chapter and it will bring us right to that chapter. Now we're talking, electronically, but on your tablet or iPhone, if you were reading chapter 17 and you didn't want to like go through the pages, you could just hit, the chapter 17 and you'd be able to find the page you were last at. So we'll just go look at chapter 1. And that's chapter 1. So you want to make sure everything lines up, because when you go on a tablet or phone, things change a lot than they were on like Microsoft Word. So literally I had to really check this, and we're not going to really spend any time on this because we're not really discussing how to upload a ebook and how to format it and convert it. We're just talking about a cover right now. So you can go up to devices and see what it would look like on a phone. This would be maybe like an iPhone. Again, the shape changes because the phone is different than a tablet. So paperbacks only change by the size of the paperback. It's a 6x9 or 5.5 by 8.5, but phones will change. There's the big iPhones and the smaller iPhones and so on and so forth. But let's look at our cover, because that's the main thing we're working on right now. And we're getting to that, and there we come. And there's our cover. So that looks really good. Sometimes you'll get a cover that looks great on a paperback, and then it looks good on a tablet, and then on a phone, it goes to hell, and you're like, what happened? So sometimes you have to go back and really play with your ebook cover and then save it as a ebook cover and then save the other one as a paperback cover, because you might have to manipulate it a little bit differently. But it looks perfect. It's totally cool. So basically, once you do that, you go back and we launch the preview, and then we'd save and continue, and which we can do. We'll just go through and do this. This might take a while too. I forget how long it takes. Actually, it's moving along pretty well. And then now look what it says. The service or feature you're trying to use is currently available. We're going to solve this problem as quickly as possible. Please try again. Well, that's no problem with me. It's a problem with Kindle. So basically, you would do that step, and then it would say publish your book, your ebook, and then you say yeah, and it usually like the next day it's ready to go. It's on Amazon ready to go. So sorry about this glitch. We can try this one more time and see if we can kind of get it to work. It kind of would happen to me when I'm making a video, wouldn't it? Let's see if we get lucky here. This rarely happens, but every once in a while glitches happen. So let's see. Okay, so it went the next step. And it gives you a breakdown. I'm charging $4.99 for my ebook, which means my royalty at 70%, which is what I checked, will be $3.45. So that's a pretty good royalty when you're looking at selling ebooks. Then it says, do you want to be in Matchbook? And you can read about Matchbook. You can just click it, sorry. And you go in and what is Matchbook? And you can decide if you want it, or you can go to YouTube and type that in and look at videos on pros and cons of Matchbook. But we'll go back to our book, and then there's KDP Select, and you can look through that and see if that's something you want to do. Now it says publish your Kindle ebook. And tomorrow, probably in the morning or afternoon, we'll get a notification that the book is ready to go. It says up to 72 hours. Ebooks are a lot quicker for some reason. So we'll get a notification as an email, and then we'll go on Amazon and take a look at it, and it'll be up for sale. So that's pretty much the basics of doing an ebook. It's pretty simple for the cover, a lot more difficult for the manuscript. So with that said, I will say goodbye, and please keep in touch with me. Watch my videos. Thanks.